The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is the Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury rematch. They're not going to have any press conferences from what we hear, and they're just going to simply use the college football playoff and championship in the Super Bowl to promote the fight. So my first question to my co-host is going to be your thoughts on the promotion, and then the second question is going to be how successful do you think this fight is going to be as a result of the promotion? And then lastly, Tyson Fury has expressed his frustration with Deontay Wilder not showing up to certain events, and he's called him a chump and a punk. He said that he's in Deontay Wilder's head, and he said that basically Shelley and everyone wants to keep Wilder away from him, and he called his resume into question again. So my question, the third one is, does it make Deontay Wilder look bad if he avoids Tyson Fury in the build-up to this fight? So, Trill, I want you to answer your thoughts on the promotion.
Okay, the first
and all of it.
Okay.
Your thoughts on the promotion. Mm-hmm. Do you think the fight's going to sell well? You can give an estimate of what you think the fight's going to be. And Tyson Fury calling out Wilder for not showing up to promote the fight. And does Wilder look bad if he avoids Fury during this entire promotion?
The first question, I think the promotion is awesome. Shout out to Big Mo. I had a conversation with him, and he was watching college
Big
football.
Mo,
yeah.
Where you at?
Big Mo was actually, he had a sore throat or something. He said he was going to get with us on the next episode. But he was watching college football. That's what he do. Mo was a college football player himself.
A D1 football player.
So,
not that there's anything wrong with D3.
He was watching. He was watching the game, and he seen Tyson Fury. He was like, "Oh snap, this is dope." You know what I'm saying? He's watching the game. Tyson Fury's doing an interview on him. He was like, "Yo, that was dope seeing Tyson Fury and them promoting the fight on ESPN." And then so we had a conversation about top rank with ESPN and all that. And he was like, "Yo, I think that is incredible." And I was like, "You know what, bro? You absolutely right. I think that is really dope because." With promotion like that, it's gonna bring in new people to the sport, and why not? You know what I'm saying? It's both two entertaining guys. I'm gonna get back to that two entertaining guys part later. So I think that whole with the Fox promotion from the whole PBC side, and then the ESPN promotion from the whole Top Rank side, I think that that's great because and definitely promoting it during the Super Bowl and promoting it during the college football playoffs and all that. I think this is spot on. I think it's incredible. You know what I'm saying? Certain people would pay for this type of promotion. You know what I'm saying? They get in it, right off the sleeve, So I think that's great. Second part of the question was, do I think it's going to sell? I hope so. Listen, if you don't and you getting all this is a gift. You know what I'm saying? This is a gift. You know what I'm saying? I hope Bob is sitting back taking credit for all this. If I was Bob, I'd take credit. Like, I knew that this was the perfect time.
This was the way to do it.
Exactly. If I was Bob, that's what I would do because if y'all can't make no money and y'all can't sell this out with all this great free promotion you're getting on Fox and you're getting on ESPN during the Super Bowl and all this, then listen, you can't sell out a Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel. I hope with that. The third question is about Deontay Wilder not showing up.
Would it look bad if he avoided Fury?
No,
the
not at all.
Promotion?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. The reason why I say this is because, listen, Tyson Fury already made him cry once. You know what I'm saying? Why you gonna want to be around somebody that made you cry?
You gotta fight the person who made you cry.
Listen, he made you cry. Had you back there with your wife. She was hugging. She was like, "I know, baby, everything gonna be all right." They don't know, baby. They don't know. You listen.
I cry when I get mad.
Listen, and I think that can like what Tyson Fury was saying, that really plays a part. If another man can make you cry by saying words, and it wasn't even like disrespectful. He was talking about just him personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was just talking about him, how he looks and how he fights, and if he made you cry just by that, he wasn't talking about your mother, he wasn't talking about your kids, nothing like that. He made you cry. Yeah, avoid that man at all costs. You know what I'm saying? And don't go in there, because I think Wilder, if he plays in the Wilder head, Wilder's emotional. So Wilder's gonna go in there and be emotional, and he's gonna go in there and lose this fight off of his emotions. Avoid this man so you can get a shot. You know what I'm saying? If you have to, like, I remember we were saying, I think G was saying one time, if you have to show up, and you got wear earplugs, you know what I'm saying, or something. You know what I mean? But listen, I'm not mad at Wilder. Listen, the guy made him cry. Leave him alone. Leave Wilder alone.
G,
He made him cry.
I can look at it from two different perspectives. So from the first point of view, well, first I'll answer the first question. Obviously, it's great, right? So getting college football involved, getting, the NFL involved to promote this fight. Obviously, this is spectacular for, boxing, especially for Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, seeing that their last couple of fights didn't really do too good with viewership. So them coming together and having, ESPN and Fox supporting them on this has to be like a huge fight. It just has to be. In regards to how much I think it's going to sell, I'm leaning, I would say 1.5 million to be safe pay-per-view, but I could see 2 million, to be honest. And this is the reason why. And it's going to go into how I answer the third question. With the press conferences, to be honest with you, the press conferences are really for diehards. They're not for the casuals, right? Casuals don't really watch the press conferences. These are like boxing media that go to these venues to report on boxers, right? However, to make this fight huge and to get the world involved, you need the casual fans, the people that don't really watch boxing, but they're like, hey, I know these guys, I want to go see it. And that's why it's key that they're marketing it to, college football and, professional football fans. So them seeing that, they go like, hey, you know what? I do want to see this fight. Hopefully, they have Tyson Fury being interviewed during key games and Deontay Wilder being interviewed during key games. So that's why I feel like that's more important than the press conferences. But now this is where I actually flip the script on this. I honestly believe, I could go either which way, but I would make an argument that I think Wilder should be more invested in these press conferences. And the reason why is because, especially if you believe you're going to beat Tyson Fury, I don't want, when he does negotiate with Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn, I don't want them to use the argument of, well, the reason why you guys did so great with your pay-per-views is because Tyson Fury was the only one selling the fight. So really, that was Tyson Fury selling it and not you. So I need Deontay Wilder to just man up, and get out there and engage with Tyson Fury. But however, this is why my flip side is, which Trill alluded to, I don't want it to mess him up psychologically, especially because how important this fight is. I don't want Wilder going into that fight too emotional and then he gets defeated. So I don't want him to be defeated before the actual fight. So if Wilder feels and his team feels that he can handle the press conferences, go for it. But if he knows deep down inside he's not built like that, don't do it. Because I feel like they'll still sell regardless. It's just, I want you to do it because I don't want that to be used against you later on when hopefully the AJ Wilder fight happens.
So I want to start this off by saying my thoughts on the promotion with the college football playoff and the Super Bowl. That's great. I think it's smart. I think it's intelligent. Why not? You have the highest watched sports events in the USA. Why not take advantage of that, especially if you have the platform to do so? But let's not ignore the fact that it also costs no money for them to do that. It's just simply give them some airtime, let people see them, and then give them a chance to sell the fight. Now, can it be successful? Yes, but I would like to highlight that the time Tyson Fury was on the screen is the time people go to get snacks. The time you're probably going to see Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury on the screen during the Super Bowl is going to be the time where people go use the restroom, get snacks, and argue about the game. Still, it's great because millions of people are going to see it. But I just think you gotta have some commercials in between. You gotta do more than just give them that little interview. Even have the interviewers who are interviewing people after the game. Are you gonna watch that Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight? Have people. It's like you gotta do more, I think, than just give them 10 minutes because you never know if you're picking the right 10 minutes. So you need commercials. But I still think it's a good idea. But to do no press conferences, I disagree with that. I think Tony Harrison versus Jermell Charlo became a bigger fight because of the press conferences. We live in a society where YouTube is big. So when Tyson Fury started calling Deontay Wilder a big, useless dosser, everyone started calling everyone dossers. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't go anywhere without dosser. Everyone was a dosser. Dosser's a big thing now. Why? Because Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder's press conferences caught fire. They sold around 350,000 pay-per-view buys, and I think a lot of that was due to the press conferences. So, yeah, you can get people to look at them during the Super Bowl, but I still think you want those press conferences because if I'm someone who saw, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder at the Super Bowl, let me look them up on YouTube, and then I saw a fire press conference, that would make me more likely to buy the fight than just seeing some commercial or seeing them speak on live TV where they can't even be as entertaining as they are. Fury can't really do the Fury on national television. Wilder can't really be Wilder on national television. They got to do the whole, hey, smile and be PC. He can't get into Wilder the way he wants to.
I want to catch a body.
Wilder can't say, I want to catch a body. People will be like,
They'll go quick to
this is over with. So you can't really. So I'd rather them have at least one press conference. How well do I think the fight's gonna do? I'll be real with you. Nowhere near this 2 million. I think they've been lying. Listen, they don't disclose Wilder's salary. They don't really officially disclose his numbers. You can look and see the official numbers to certain fights. If I want to know what AJ sold, I can look it up and actually see from credible sources how much AJ sold. They've been so secretive with Wilder's numbers, it lets me know that his numbers aren't real. He's all right, but he's not real. You know what they say? Women lie, men lie, numbers don't. If I can't see the numbers, I can't really say it's the truth, right? So I need the proof. So I don't believe that fight's going to sell 2 million. If they say the fight sold 2 million and they actually show the numbers from like credible sources, that's one thing. But if they do the secretive, I'm telling you it sold 2 million, so just believe me. I'm not buying that. I mean, these guys haven't done well. Wilder versus Ortiz didn't do well. Fury versus Otto Wallin didn't do well. Nobody bought tickets to that fight. They had 7,000 people. They sold 7,000 tickets to Wilder versus Ortiz. Man, that Otto Wallin Tyson Fury fight didn't really sell well. So now you want me to believe 2 million people are going to pay? I hope this fight is successful. I want to reiterate that because I would love to believe 2 million people are into a heavyweight boxing match because that's what I do. I love this. But come on, man, let's be real.
Nah. And the reason why, this is why I disagree. The first fight was electrifying. It was actually a good fight. You know what I mean? And so clearly they're gonna show replays from the first fight, and people gonna be like, "Yo, wow, this really happened." And people who are leaning on Wilder's side is hoping for a huge knockout. People that leaning on Fury's side just hoping for Fury to outbox him. So there's a storyline, there's a narrative that they can actually sell. So I can see it's and there's another thing too. The reason why we're gonna know the numbers, we're dealing with two major networks, ESPN and Fox. Guaranteed, whoever's the losing side, they're gonna drop dime and tell the real numbers. That's what's gonna happen. So the other team can't lie and be like, "We sold blah blah blah," because the losing team is gonna be like, "Nah, these are the real numbers." And that's how we're going to know the truth because
I want you to
ESPN and
finish.
Fox are too huge.
I want you to finish.
You can respond to him if you got.
No.
something to
I
say.
wanted you to finish. You didn't get to finish. I
Oh.
wanted you to go to your third part.
Oh,
about the thing he's in his head,
for
you know.
starters, man, they said that Fury Wilder 1 was going to sell 2 million. It didn't even come close. Now you expect me to believe fighters who never even sold 500,000 pay-per-view buys are going to sell 2 million pay-per-view buys. Yeah, there's only one guy I know who sold 2 million pay-per-view buys, and he's not a part of this fight. So, I mean, people just need to be real, man. Like, I mean, the closest thing to selling 2 million not involving Floyd has been a guy from across the pond. He's not involved in this fight. Like, I mean, Canelo Alvarez, who's really the pay-per-view star in the U.S., has never come close to selling 2 million pay-per-view fights. Canelo Alvarez Triple G didn't sell 2 million, and that was a bigger fight than this one is right now. So, I mean, like, I could smoke crack, but I don't do drugs. I say no to drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't put that type of stuff in my body. So I'm not going to kid myself with the dope that's being sold to me right now of these guys selling 2 million. It sounds cute, but that's the number they've thrown out. Only one guy has sold 2 million, you know, consistently. And, you know, actually, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao sold 2 million in that. And you know what? Manny Pacquiao is not running around saying his fights are going to sell 2 million. He's done it before. Floyd, if it don't involve Floyd and if it don't involve Pacquiao in a rematch, I don't see 2 million pay-per-view buys. Just to touch on the last thing, Deontay Wilder would look like a huge sucker if he doesn't face Tyson Fury for me. And here's the reason why. For all the smack I heard about Anthony Joshua after he lost to Andy Ruiz, this man fought him again in an immediate rematch, right? Went to press conferences, faced him, did a face-off where he sat down with the man and went in the ring and put on a masterclass. That shows mental toughness. That shows the heart of a fighter. That shows a champion. When you can face your biggest adversary, look that person in the eye, go in the ring and put on the best performance of your career. That's dog status. Chump status would be avoiding this man because you're worried you're going to get emotional. You're going to get a little emotional if you look at him. You got a draw. World knows you didn't deserve that draw. We all know Fury boxed your head off. Yeah, you landed 2 punches. But this is how I know, for all you, and we'll follow this, but this is how I know Tyson Fury has the edge on Deontay Wilder. Because I looked this up, I watched it. I challenge all you to watch it and tell me you made him cry. But this is the other thing, bro. And you're gonna know when I say this. When you hit a man with your best shot and he gets up and wins the rest of the round, that tells me he's better than you. That tells me he's a better fighter than you. Every time Wilder dropped Fury, he got up and won the rest of the round. So for all this talk about Wilder's power, I don't really see it. All this talk about Wilder knocking out Fury, when he dropped Fury, Fury got back up and beat his behind. Fury knows this. You know who else knows this? Deontay Wilder.
Off the couch, Fury.
Yeah, off the couch Fury. You dropped him, he got up and continued to beat you up. That doesn't look good for a rematch. What makes you think you landed your hardest punches on him and he got back up and continued to beat you up?
Listen, that was the reason why I said I didn't want to see Deontay Wilder at these press conferences. I get it. He's saying, you know, you don't. Me and G, we said we don't because he's an emotional person, and Tyson Fury already made him cry. In order for Deontay Wilder to beat a Tyson Fury after this first fight we seen, I don't want to see Deontay Wilder. He better be locked in a basement somewhere, learning how to box because he's not. I'm gonna go out here and try to land a big shot. It's not gonna happen. He has to go back to the basics. He has to fight how he fought Stavern the first fight. That's the only time I've seen Deontay Wilder box. He has to go back to that. You're not gonna beat a Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? With these primitive skills, like Mike used to say. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have, you're gonna have to Go back to the drawing board and fight a perfect fight. You know what he always says? Oh, these guys have to be perfect for 12 rounds and all that. This is the fight where you have to be perfect for the 12 rounds.
This ain't the same garbage you used to, dog.
Exactly.
This is the elite level.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
When you hit Tyson Fury, he gets up and he fights harder. That's what you're in with now. You're not in with these cornballs who sit down and stay down.
Now,
You're not in with that.
This is the Tyson Fury who's got the ring rust off now. This is the Tyson Fury that got the ring rust off. This ain't the Tyson Fury just coming off, just did his whole training camp that was trying to lose weight. You know, let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? I like Deontay Wilder a lot, but Deontay Wilder, you fought a guy whose whole training camp was about losing weight. You dig what I'm saying? Like, can we all agree that Tyson Fury's
100%.
that's the only thing
He
that
said
they
it
talked
himself.
about. That's the
He
only
said
thing
it
that they
himself.
talked about. The only
He's
thing they're
lifting
talking
weights
about.
now. Tyson Fury's
You know what I'm
actually
saying?
lifting weights now. You didn't see that in his other camp. I'll just point this out. For all this talk about mental toughness with Deontay Wilder, everything about him tells me that he's mentally weak. When Tyson Fury made him cry, then he gets into the fight with Tyson Fury and he says, "Oh, he was overwhelmed because people came out to see him." He said it himself. You think I'm lying? Look it up. He said, "I was shocked people came out." Well, if you're such a big draw, why you shocked people came out? Mr. Big Time, you shocked people came out. And that impacted your performance. I was trying too hard to knock him out. Really? Really? You were trying too hard to knock him out? Mr. Guy who's dropped everyone I ever been in the ring with, right? That's how you promote yourself. You actually dropped him twice. So how were you trying too hard to knock him out? You actually did drop him twice. It's not you were trying too hard, that you couldn't knock him out. And see, that's what the Wilder fans, they think that's gonna, well, I'm telling you, when they were saying Fury was running from Wilder, I was saying, Trill was saying, he's running to Wilder. Because if I took a man's best shot, got up and still beat him up, I'm not afraid of him. I'm not afraid of him. I think I can beat him.
He brought the fight to him.
Yeah, if I don't get hit with those two shots, I beat him easy. And just lastly, it wasn't a good fight. It was a master class. It was Deontay Wilder being outclassed. What made it a great fight was Fury got dropped and then he got back up. Otherwise, it wasn't the most entertaining fight in the world. It wasn't thrilling. It wasn't shocking. Until the 9th round, I was thinking, this is the saddest thing I've ever seen. A man got off his couch and won the heavyweight title.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. So I'm happy that Deontay Wilder actually made it entertaining with the drop.
That's what I was saying.
Because it would have been the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. But that's how sucky Deontay Wilder's boxing skills are.
And Tyson Fury would have been very disrespectful. Like, look, you let the fat man
Come right off the couch and beat you. I came right off the couch, beat the skinny little hoop man. I didn't even train for this bum.
I know.
He's a bum.
That's what would have happened.
I will say this. Even though I disagree with Caden, I will say that, Caden, you just developed the easiest marketing strategy for ESPN. You advertise Tyson Fury was the only one to eat Wilder's hardest punch and still get up. People hear that, knowing that you could show so many knockouts from Wilder. You just sold it right there. The average person wants to see that. You know what I mean?
I just want to make it clear, I want this fight to sell.
Yeah.
If this fight does $2 million, I'll be the happiest guy you know. If it legitimately does $2 million, because that tells me that this undisputed heavyweight championship fight has got to happen. There's too much money on the table for it not to happen. But if you're being real with yourself and you're being 100% realistic, right? 2 million pay-per-view buys has only happened once. I don't even think Conor McGregor did that. Conor McGregor, I gotta look it up. But let's be real. Let's be real. But that's still not a boxing match. Like, let's be real. That's a spectacle. Like, that's an exhibition crossover, KSI Logan Paul special. There's only one boxing match that did that.
But my argument is this, right? And I've said this before.
I would love to
great.
say
You're only as great as your opposition. People don't want to see Wilder fight bumps. People don't want to see Tyson Fury fight bumps. We want to see the elite fight the elite. And that's when people come out to go watch.
But 2 million. But we were saying that I think it's going to do numbers. But 2 million?
That's all I'm saying.
And 2 million.
I think 2 million is going to be best case scenario. I think it's going to be 1.5. to be honest.
Yo, you know what? I think 1.5 is very high. And this is the problem with setting those numbers up because you're setting yourself up for failure. I just be happy what they say. We think this fight could break 1 million pay-per-view buys. And then if it sells like 750, it's not really that much of a disappointment. When you throw 2 million out there and you don't even come close, that actually gives the other side more leverage. And to me, Anthony Joshua's always going to have the leverage because Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury is a blockbuster fight. Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder is a blockbuster fight. Here they are fighting each other, and it's still not going to generate or be as big as Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. That's because Joshua's a superstar. It is what it is. But this ain't about him right now. This is about them. This is about Deontay Wilder and his mentally weak and fragile self. If he doesn't show up, this will be worse than a 10-8. Because Jermell Charlo got abused in the press conferences for 10-8s, but he showed up. If Wilder doesn't show up, that'll be the most mentally weak thing I've seen from a boxer. Probably in history, I can't remember a boxer just refusing to show up to press conferences or have press conferences because he was so mentally fragile.
Yo, hold on. In his defense, he was recovering from the flu, and he just came back from Italy, so I could give him the benefit of the doubt because this is the first time we've ever seen Wilder miss a press conference. So I would like to believe Wilder's telling the truth and that he's actually recovering from
I never said anything about the conference he missed. I just said moving forward. Mm-hmm. So I give him the benefit of the doubt. The question was if he doesn't show up to any or more of these promotional events, then start to question it. Tyson Fury clearly feels like he could have showed up, but he didn't. So,
Wilder should have showed up.
Leave Wilder alone.
Wilder should have coughed on your men.
Leave Wilder alone.
No excuses, you bum.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to hear you were sick. You couldn't train. When I whoop you, it's easy fight, easy pickings. You a chump, you're a bum, and that's that.
I know plenty
Your
of mothers.
Tyson impersonation's spot.
You know what I mean? I know plenty of mothers wouldn't allow their kids to go back over somebody's house if they made them cry.
his wife will let him
But think about this. It's kind of like in elementary school, right? And the class clowns just abusing you, and it's like, if I hit him, I'm gonna get suspended. So you ain't got no comebacks. You're like, yo, man, if he was in the playground,
but real talk, Wilder's not that bad though.
Stop it.
Wilder's not that bad.
Have the gift of gab.
He doesn't have the gift of gab.
I think something will know what happened. This is what I think will happen. If Tyson Fury will be getting on him so bad, Wilder will be like, I'll kill you. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody's gonna be looking at Wilder crazy.
Hey, bro, what are you doing?
Like, what are you talking? What is wrong with you?
Nah, the BBC heavyweight champ wants to kill someone.
The problem with Wilder is like at the other press conferences, he tried to engage Fury. You just gotta let Fury do his thing. You remember, like you just gotta sit there and just be like, okay, when I drop him again, I'm gonna see what he has to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm
like,
saying.
yo, I
Just let
mean,
it
like,
go.
just don't engage. Like, you just gotta eat that. Like you say, you just gotta eat that. That's why I say, yo, just put earplugs in, put headphones in. When it's your time, just be like, he will not get up this time. I'm gonna lay him to rest.
So remember,
Tap me. That's it.
Remember for the preparation of AJ at the time was supposed to be with Miller coming to fight in the United States. He got like a Navy SEAL psychologist or whatever to prepare for that pressure. Maybe Wilder should do something similar. Like, yo, you know what? You know Tyson Fury is better than you when it comes to trash talking. Get you professional help to prepare you for that. So then when you go in there, you can zone them out. You know what I mean?
We talked about the Tony Harrison and Charlo press conference, but we didn't talk about what happened like afterwards. When Charlo went back, and this is probably what Deontay Wilder needs to do. When Charlo went back and he watched the press conferences, he was like, yo, I ended up really liking this dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bro, I'm pretty sure they're all friends.
No,
Deontay Wilder probably cool people.
Oh, no, of course they are,
Yeah,
because
you know?
Tyson Fury always credits Deontay Wilder for getting him out of the dark place he was in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're all cool, man.
Yeah, but what I was saying is, this is with Deontay, instead of being so like what Charlo said, he had to take a step back and he looked at it. He was like, yo, the things that he was saying, he was like, yo, he was really funny, dude. I ended up starting to really like him. You know what I'm saying? After watching it, like if Deontay Wilder takes that approach, but I don't know. I think,
But that's the approach he should take. You got to just show up, let him roast you, let the fight be sold, you know, and just occasionally just say like, yo, I knocked him unconscious.
That's true. Sometimes,
Like,
it was the gypsy guys that brought you back.
What more you want from me?
It was the
sometimes
gypsy
it's more
guys.
profitable to be the punching bag. It's okay while they like let him talk his trash because it's selling the fight. Just let him do
Exactly,
what
and
he does best.
that's the corny thing. You can't just not show up, because then that's whack.
And
Like
it's just, honestly, it's gonna hurt him anyways. And that's because I know that's what Eddie Hearn and AJ gonna use against you. I'm like, yo, Fury sold that fight. It wasn't you. So just go there. If you gotta say, I want to kill you, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, just whatever, man. Just let Fury do what Fury does.
He's going to kill Fury.
he don't even need to do that. It's not like there's not stuff he can say to Tyson Fury.
He ain't gonna be able to get it out.
No, but it don't matter.
It's gonna be Charlo 2.0.
But there's just certain things you can say. Like, it don't need to be like trying to be like outwit Fury, but just facts. Like, yo, you change your trainer because of me.
He's gonna try to say,
You know
it,
what
and
I'm
then
saying?
he's gonna be like, I'm gonna kill you.
You're not winning up to that He's like,
I'm catching body.
He's gonna try to.
he's like a drunk dude. He's trying to say,
That's why I'm gonna kill you. That's what's gonna happen.
your trainer is you're dead. I ain't got nothing more that.
Please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in with Boxing Bros. Please like and subscribe. You can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also you can check out our podcast on all major streaming services. It's the Boxing Bros.
This isn't Dominic Brazil, you bum.